Ball not got away by Leeds. And Kamara, what a smashing game he's had, Chris Kamara. Gives Gary Speed a run. Away goes Speed. He's got a start on them all this time. Go on, Gary Speed, get one yourself, son. And what a great goal. And Gary Speed's really wrapped things up.
Chapman now for Speed. Hodges made a break for his Speed. A fantastic goal. Gary Speed with a smile all over his face. Picked his spot superbly and hit it from something like 30 yards. Goal number 4 for Leeds United.
So the walk, so for the benefit of anybody who is not aware, let's explain what we did, why we did it, and how much it hurt.
And how much it raised, on a more positive note.
Yeah, so first of all, we walked from Gary Speed's playing field, his first playing field in North Wales, which has been renamed in his honour, and it is on the street where he grew up. Like, his mum Carol, which came and saw us off, which was incredibly moving as a starting point for that, wasn't it? Because we met up at Elland Road, got on the coaches, which were paid for by Leeds United, we should say, so thank you to Leeds United. We'll do a few thank yous as we go. And we left Elland Road, it was like 5:30, 5:45 in the morning, Thursday, the 26th of May, and then went over on the M62 to North Wales. And as the miles kept clocking up, kept thinking, it's a long way back, is this, isn't it? It's taking quite a while on a coach, and I've got to do this on foot. It was a long old way, wasn't it? So we started there, North Wales, in Deeside. Carol Speed saw us off. We got a nice photo by the memorial stone there, the Gary Speed playing field. Off we went then. 27 miles was the first day to Warrington. We went past Ellesmere Port, which is kind of Soviet era chic, a lot of it, isn't it?
Yeah, when you think of Wales, you imagine the kind of glorious rolling valleys, don't you?
Yeah.
The lovely scenery, beautiful coastline.
Yeah.
Not this bit. This was not good Wales. In fairness, we
were out of Wales very quickly. Yeah.
We were.
We can't blame Wales for that.
No, it was only the first 3.5 miles in Wales, and it got a lot worse when you got to England. In truth, because it was through. Yeah, Ellesmere Port it's very
chemically, isn't it? It's got kind of Middlesbrough vibes.
Oil refinery and some sewage works and stuff. It was not that picturesque, and then some long A roads as well.
Yeah, because I was going to say in the we wrote like an email with a sort of a rough outline of each day, didn't we? And you'd put in there that it was a bunch of wind turbines through fields, which
I think I also used the word grim.
That was further back in it.
It's a description of the day as a whole.
But that bit with the wind turbines through the fields was
lovely.
Was awful. One of the worst bits of the entire walk. But you made it sound like the Netherlands, that would be, I don't know, skipping through fields of tulips, and there'd be the windmills would just be turning in, and it wasn't like that.
You're not to disturb the ground in that area. It's still radioactive if you dig. Stick to the designated paths only.
But we got there to Warrington, and we were tricked by when you enter a new town or a new city, you get that sign that says "Welcome to Warrington," for example. So you get to that sign, and it pissed it down not long before that, I should add. We all got soaked to the skin. We were all very, very tired. And then from that sign to the finish line was weeks. It was absolutely ages, wasn't it? Such a demoralising walk into Warrington.
It was proper Forrest Gump horizontal rain as well earlier on in the day, and that was when I found out that the cheapest Mac money can buy wasn't actually as waterproof as it claimed to be, which was a nice start to the walk. I think, this is how it's going to go, isn't it, the whole way through?
And then day 2 was Warrington to Oldham, which took us right through central Manchester and took us right past Old Trafford. There were some nice photos, of people giving V signs, flicking Vs to Old Trafford. The security man at the megastore wouldn't let one of our group in to go use the loo there. Don't know why.
Wouldn't he?
No.
Scum bastard.
I know. It might have been sticking the stickers on the various tables and the murals outside, maybe, which you'll have to see. If you go there this next season, have a look for those if they're still attached. Through central Manchester, lots of cobbles, as you get, like, as Coronation Street sort of proves to you, doesn't it? They hurt the feet after such a long walk. So it was 27 miles the second day, wasn't it? And the glamorous finish up a 2-mile hill into Oldham.
But there was a murder when we were there, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we're not genuinely not
joking about that. There was actually a murder on the day we were there. So nice place. But I had a good night anyway. If you're in the Oldham area and you want a pub with a good DJ, the Rifle Range.
Why was he so good? That's the question.
Because he had mini discs, and he had new songs on mini disc. So he's obviously got. Because they don't sell mini discs anymore, do they?
I used to use mini discs to DJ, but that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But that was good for you. It was very, very hospitable there, wasn't it? To be fair, after a bit of a fuck up by one of the hotels.
Premier Inn.
Yeah.
You bastards. It was fine in the end.
Yeah, everyone got a bed in the end.
I was at one point I was designating people who I knew who were going to have to sleep in double beds together. I was like, he's one of my oldest mates. I'll sleep in a double bed with him, and he can sleep on the floor next to us.
Well, I was going to say I was rooming with Phil Hay, and I would have wanted to have been Big Spoon, I think. I should say about Phil Hay, which we'll address when we go back to the Phil Hay show in due course, that Phil has a remarkable ability to just fall asleep in an instant. He's one of those people who can just go, right, I'm going to go have an hour's kip now. Go to the loo at like 5 a.m. or whatever, and you kind of stir when there's a bit of movement in the room. Because you struggle to sleep because there's lots of endorphins, lots of adrenaline when you're doing all the exercise and walking. So we struggled to sleep, a lot of us, didn't we?
I was also waking up and writing notes to myself about, like, remember to ring Costco in the morning and stuff like this, walk stuff.
And then from Oldham, we walked across the Pennines to Huddersfield. That was good, wasn't it? It was nice. We discovered that going uphill better than going downhill on the legs.
Yeah, very much so.
And
it was actually quite scenic that day.
It was very nice, wasn't it?
Let's be fair. Up over the tops over Marsden.
Yeah.
Nice and sunny. Lovely.
A lot of it alongside the Huddersfield Narrow Canal. Much, much smaller than the Leeds Canal. Hope he doesn't have an inferiority complex and so on and so forth. And what did you make of Huddersfield?
It was fine. The Liverpool fans in, I think it was called Showtime, I don't think we're maybe expecting quite so many Real Madrid fans to be in on that particular night, but there was good support for our I suppose we've got a bit of a link, haven't we, because the Don Revie thing of the white shirts and everything. So I think we were doing the right thing.
We've swerved fascism a bit better than they have.
Well, at points anyway. Yeah. I think in the 80s it was
sailed quite close to it.
It was a bit too close for comfort, I think, at certain points. But yeah, we seem to have managed to separate from that. But I'd gone by the point that the final whistle went there. So
and the final day, then Huddersfield to Leeds, through fairly familiar territory for a good number of us who live locally, and a very, very emotional homecoming. After a brilliant lunch in Driglington, by the way, we should say, the Tempest Club.
Tempest Club, what a place.
Where we just got on their Spotify, basically took it over, started playing loads of Leeds songs, having sing songs, chucking down Guinness. It was my birthday as well, so I was like, right, that's it, on the beers, Sunday lunchtime.
I'm not a doctor, by the way, but I can say some prescription strength codeine and 3 pints of Guinness takes away all your pains.
Cure anything.
My feet were agony in the morning. After that, not a bother.
Yeah, well, so on that final morning as we left Huddersfield and rejoined the canal towpath. You ever walked on a canal towpath? Some of them are tarmacked or have got like that resin stuff on it, like the brown stuff that makes it look like stones, but it's actually quite even and flat. Some of it is a bit more rough and ready. We had a bit of that coming out of Huddersfield, didn't we? And it was a bit stony underfoot. And just to put into context, so we left Huddersfield, we had 18 miles to go. So had we done 74 miles by that point? So you got 74 miles in your feet at least. And then you're walking on a surface that feels like every step is like treading on Lego.
Yeah, it's amazing how thick boots lose all of their cushioning effect after a certain amount of miles, because your feet are just really sensitive, and you can just any tiny little bump underneath it feels awful.
And then painkillers kicked in. That's what it was for me. Yeah. It took 2 miles, I think, for the painkillers to kick in out of Huddersfield, and then got a real clip on. And then after lunchtime, we were all fueled by booze, which was great. And we had a good sing-song. We sang Marching On together, and had Strings for Yasmin and all sorts of other stuff.
Rocking All Over the World.
Rocking All Over the World has been adopted. I know it's sort of disliked in certain quarters, but...
I mean, I'll be honest, I disliked it until this week. But now I can see the appeal.
And how does it go? I mean, like it's a very simple song to remember. etc. And we finished at Elland Road. It was 4:45 or thereabouts on Sunday, and a very, very emotional homecoming as well, wasn't it? I mean, I just burst into tears when we got down Lowfields Road, because all the waiting friends and family had all come through the motorway tunnel, hadn't they, to the industrial area, like the that side of the Lowfields, not the Elland Road side. And they gave us a massive round of applause, and I was got sunglasses on because
there was a lot of people just putting the sunglasses on as we got to that approach, myself included. It all got a bit ultras group, I thought, that walk into Elland Road. Just 100 of us in black Andy's Man Club t-shirts with 100 people just waiting in a line above us. Yeah.
Stand. But it was a beautiful experience. I think it's kind of if you were on it, you'll understand what we mean. But if you've ever been on like a big group holiday that you kind of don't want to end, but you know it has to, and it's brilliant because it comes to an end. It kind of had that feeling about it, and we kind of joined up as like 100 strangers, you know, to throw a blanket over it and speak in general terms. You know, some of us knew each other, but we were really. And by the end of it all, we're all hugging, feel like one big family. And
down to the ground now.
We're going to say you win.
Coming down the main road through the tunnel.
We are so proud.
Yeah.
We shout it out loud, we love you, Leeds!
Down through the tunnel.
Leeds!
That was
Gary, speed. Oh, Gary! 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 Gary, speed. Oh, we go with Leeds United.
What Leeds?
it was brilliant because it had all those good vibes about Leeds away, but for good causes as well. And the reason why we're doing it is for mental health charities. So to go back to the Gary Speed thing as well, raising money for Andy's Man Club and the Samaritans, 2 mental health charities, because we organised this. It was 10 years on from Gary's death, wasn't it, when we first started chucking these ideas around, and it's finally come to fruition, and it just feels like such a monumental thing. And the scale of the donations, honestly, if you've donated, thank you so much. I mean, how many times did we've sort of veered from like euphoria going, this is amazing, look at these numbers, to like crying about it because it's like, look at these numbers, it's amazing. It was great.
I know it was pretty much lunchtime on the final day we hit 50 grand, and that was kind of a target I did have in mind, thinking it'd be really good if we could get to that. I think I set the targets quite low on the GoFundMe stuff, but I think since then we're almost certainly going to hit 70 now, I think,
which is absolutely insane.
So thank you. And if you've not watched or listened to the Andy's Man Club episode, do go and have a listen to it. And it's not really about Leeds United. We do mention it in there, but it's mainly about just generally what they do and men's mental health and things. And even if you can't bother listening to it, read the YouTube comments, which is generally the most toxic place in the world, but it's full of loads of people saying, I went there and it was brilliant, and it's kind of changed my life.
Yeah,
so,
we can't take definite credit for it, but I know the Andy's Man Club that met this week in Castleford went up to like 21 people, like, so an extra 7 went along, and I hope somebody in there might have heard this and been inspired by it.
I know at least a couple of people have DM'd me following that and said, cheers for this. I didn't really know what it was, or not really heard about it, and I'm going to go along. So
yeah, we don't need to repeat what's said on that show, but yeah, do go back and listen to it. I'll watch it on YouTube as well. And it's just like blokes getting together having a chat, isn't it? And if you want to externalize shit that's going on in your life, talk about it, you can. If you don't have to say anything about yourself. But yeah, an amazing cause. And Andrew, who was on that from Andy's Man Club, he came along and said it looks like basically in both sort of scale and amount of money raised, the biggest ever fundraiser that Andy's Man Club has ever been on the receiving end of. So I think we're all massively proud of it. I need to say thank you to you as well, because you organised 99.9% of it. I've taken some of the credit, which is completely not deserved. I mean, you are a control freak and don't want anybody to...
The problem was I needed to give away control of some stuff earlier on, because I set about doing all of it. You're sort of too far in, you think, it'd be a hassle to hand this over now. So in the end, I sort of was like started routes and hotels and stops and all. And lunches. I'd started working on it all. So I thought, I'll just finish it.
It's like Tom Cruise in Minority Report with all the different tabs on the spreadsheets open. But no, but honestly, seriously, thank you, because you made this happen.
I'm hugely relieved it worked.
Wow, yeah, wow. Thank you for the amount of money raised. What, up 67, 68 grand as we speak at the time of the
something like that. Yep.
For the 2 charities, and it will pass 70.
But yeah, there's basically 49 on Andy's Man Club and 19 on Samaritans donations, so amazing.
And even if you didn't donate, if you couldn't, and we know people haven't got a lot of spare cash, if you just spread the word, if you give it a retweet, something like that, just let everybody else know. And we're raising money for some amazing causes. But
and likewise, if you need to use either of those services,
yeah, do. This is the reason why, is to not only raise the money for them, but to raise the profile of them as well. And do you know what one of the amazing benefits of having done this is that it's created a 100-strong WhatsApp group, and everyone's like talking about their reasons for doing it and the shit that they've been through in their lives. And you know what it's like as blokes, we compartmentalize stuff, we bury it away, we don't talk about things. If it opens the door to people connecting to each other, then I think it's just brilliant. It's been worth it, and it's been worth every step and every bit of agony and pain and my infected toes, which...
Speak for yourself, me and Rob are fine.
So thank you to you both for being there. Thank you to all our walkers, and thank you to everybody who applied. Like, this is another thing. We had over 100 people doing this. We could have filled the places 3 times over, couldn't we? Easily. But anyway, 92 miles is a bloody long way.
It is a bloody long way, I can confirm.
To do on foot. So if you're thinking about doing it, do it in a car.
Yeah, the coach over there was all right. It took about an hour and a half.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in a bit.